Yeah. So
well, for those of you, I'm sure everybody knows Kenny, but for those of you who don't know Kenny, we did a live interview last week. Kenny's he's mainly on Instagram. I don't think he's really on Facebook for all the Facebook friends. He does have a YouTube channel, so that's looking good. You know, he recently started his merch shop with his you can see
there it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Kenny's a really passionate Tyler. I mean, if you watch Kenny's stuff on Instagram, you'll see him and the way he expresses himself and the things he talks about. He chooses to talk about to his followers on Instagram. You know, he has some stuff he does every Friday, every weekend. You know, he has scheduled things he does, which I think is really cool. I'm trying to be like Kenny by scheduling. You know, scheduling can be of helpful to the audience for sure. So
I've recently tried that because what it is. Look, I just think Instagram is a place where, as I said, I don't do a lot for the platforms, social media platforms. So I've tried my best do whatever I can on Instagram. So I like to just try different things, and I think it's been working for us. So instead of just doing normal, just everyday work picture, just try to talk. So I came up with Friday reasoning, and it really went well. I stopped it for a little while, and I keep getting complaint that I need to start it again. So I've started again, and it's been going well. Having a 50 minutes video getting 20,000 views is good,
really good.
So it's not a lot of people listen for you for 15 minutes, so that's really cool, So
super cool.
no, it's really doing well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you able to go live right now on Instagram?
I am still trying to do it.
Oh, okay.
I need, because the phone I'm using now, so I'm trying to switch this link around actually to use my iPad instead. But
If anybody is listening, not sure what Kenny's talking about with his Friday reasonings, you can go into this Instagram account. And if you have either or, I think, but if you have the IGTV app, I think that's a second app. That's actually a second app on the phone. You can go into IGTV and go to @HUD's Tiling Services and see his IGTV, which is videos. Is it over 10 minutes? You said 15. I thought it was.
Yeah. So it's 50. It goes up to 15 minutes. So that's
now.
The max you can go on it. So it's 15 minutes. So they've done it to 15 minutes. So
so he does like a 15-minute Friday reasoning, which is pretty cool to watch. A lot of heavy subjects, a little bit more in depth, a little bit more time there, so he can, help. He talks about business. He talks about just different things that us Tylers go through. I really enjoy him.
Yeah, no, it's been good. I am still trying to. I'm still trying to get this to work. I'm trying to think if I should connect back the earbuds and then use my phone. What it is, my iPad don't have my.
You got an iPad over?
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to get the link to use this phone to go live, and then but I need to get the link that you sent me onto this iPad, but I don't really use it that much.
How about this? Just go live on Instagram and just hold it up.
That's what.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so because I don't use this one, so I'm just basically trying to only watch Netflix on it.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Instagram's not really working. Yeah, Instagram's not really friendly for going live. Actually, I mean, unless you're just in the actual app itself. As soon as they open it up, this platform's going to jump on it. I tried there's a couple workarounds you can do, like black market type stuff, and it didn't work for me, so I just gave up.
Okay.
I don't know. We might just have to wait, I guess, until Instagram allows that. Somebody said they'd like to hear Unreasonable Mondays. Well, that's just that's like every other day in these.
That's when you get up out of your bed and you're thinking, "Oh, should I go to work? Should I be reasonable to go?" You know what? The funny thing about that, though, saying that, I never have a problem like that. Winter, summer, spring, I've just I'm just dedicated to tiling. Like, so I know I have to get up. Is not I just get up and it's just a norm for me. You know, like some people feel like I get up, I don't want to go work today. I think that's I get up and I want to go work. You know,
Yeah.
even if the job is a bit hard, you just want to go and get it done. And if it's difficult, I have some jobs that I don't even sleep. It's so excited. Like, you know what, I can't wait to go and do this job. So you get up 3 o'clock. All right, come on, man, let's go time. I want to go work.
What is it that excites you? Is it something new? Is it the client? Is it, is it just setting tile? I mean, is it that way every job?
It,
You ever get
it's
burned out?
it's a technicality of the job. If I'm doing a job that's just plain and doesn't challenge me mentally, like, like I not get frustrated, but I just don't enjoy doing it.
Mm.
I like doing jobs. That's why, as I said last week, I've stopped doing a lot of commercial projects because you're just go in there and they want you to just go in there and just bang it out. Like, I don't like that word. I want to go in and I want to work. I just want to do a nice job. And when you go in and you go home and you sit back, you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
that felt good. So I think that's it. That's the difference. I'm trying to log in. Yeah, so yeah, that's the main thing that I really like. So in regards, I said a lot of guys they just do it for to pay the bills, and that's when I think that's what set different Tylers apart. Yes, you want to pay the bills, but you want to improve on your skill. You want to be a better installer. You want to learn about new tools, new techniques, new materials. And that's what you should aim to do. And that's one thing that I tend to try and do, just try to aim,
Yeah.
to improve as much as I can.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a comment here from someone in the Facebook says, a lot of us Tylers go to bed trying to solve and work through the process. It's so true. I remember, like Ken's talking about, the more technical it is, and if it's a big challenge, you're going to go to bed thinking about it. You're going to lay in bed. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it and going over it in your head. And you're going to actually, like for me, I would actually go through the steps of the whole job. And as I would make a mental checklist, making sure I was prepared to do the steps of that job. Did I have the right tools? How was I going to, handle this situation? If a lot of times you go in and like you're saying, you maybe haven't done or worked with that tile before. So you're just going to bed thinking about the technicalities of it, whether it's
Yeah,
layout, or actual, tile.
yeah. Well, what it is, look, I think in anything that you do, a lot of people say when they get through the door, that's it from work. And
Right.
if you're trying to do the best job possible, I don't think you could just zone out right away. Yeah, I think that, as you said, you have to. How can I organize the next day
Mm-hmm.
in your head? Like, I'm tiling this side of the wall. Okay, can I do that over there? Or can I do this? I'm always thinking ways and means of. There's a word that you always use, and it's very important because what you want to do is save time. So if you could do one side of that wall first, and you could it's like in this pool that we're doing now. There's so many little details to it, and you have to find out which detail. Every detail one is always important, and one when you're doing a big job like that. So we left the last little detail today, which was one of the most important detail. And last night when I went to my bed and I was thinking, oh yeah, I need to do this and I need to do that, and I was like, so when I got to work right away, I know exactly what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So it made my day much more efficient. I'm not there just getting to work. Oh, what should I do now? Should I go there and do that? Should I go there and do that?
Right.
No,
Right.
I'm right on it right away instantly. So it's
Yeah.
always good to come home and just zone out a little bit, but as you said, just try to think, oh, can you improve tomorrow?
Yeah.
Be more self-efficient with
Did you
your
have
job, making sure.
Did you have that same mentality when you were an employee? Because I know you've been an employee.
Yes, I the thing is, when I used to work for that company, we used to do a lot of massive jobs for them, but I probably felt like it was my company. That's how I see things. I They just send the material there. That's it. They just send the material. I tell them what they want, and then everything else was down to me.
Mm.
So pretty much, I just deal with the installation of any massive project they have. I'll tell you this: when we were doing Westminster Abbey, that's one of the most prestigious job.
Yeah.
We were doing that job. So that's the Queen's Church, and I don't know if I told you the story last week, but that job they were getting materials on site, but they would not come to site. So no matter what they do, they would not come to site, and everyone was saying to them, "You need to come and look like the site manager." Because I was there, they know that the job wasn't a good, and they would not come to the job. And I'm thinking, you having a prestigious job like that, at least you should come there a few times. And I could tell you, look, it's one of the most technical job I've done. I had to wait on the designer. I have to wait on the dean of Westminster just to get little details. Do you want me to do this? Because sometimes you could have a drawings and there's other little details. As I said today, I always try to improve something. So even if there's a drawing, I try to improve it. But I've run that job from day one. I've been there and I run the job, and I got fed up a few times because I wanted them to come on site to to show them face as you're running the company, it's your company. At least come to site to say, Ken, what can we help you with? They just left me like that. Oh, material is there and that's it. So when it was finished, a lovely job, absolutely stunning. So what what happened now? They were doing an invite to say, after this, you could the Queen was supposed to be there, but I end up meeting Prince Philip through this. So the company, who my company was working for, said to them, "We're not letting no suit come to this grand opening. We want the guys that actually did the work."
Oh, yeah.
And they were gutted. So they sent me an invite, and they did not get to come. So I want to come. They said to come. They said, "No, you weren't on site. We're being fair. We're only inviting the guys that did the job." So I met Phil, and they were like, and they still had to pay me for the day. So
That's awesome. I love it.
yeah, so that was a very good feeling, to meet royalty through your work, and
Yeah.
everyone was there looking at it, and they were totally in love with what we did, and it's amazing feeling, absolutely amazing feelings. And I just glad that I had the opportunity and to go there. So again, it's just what you put in, you get out, I'd say.
I love that story. That's a good story.
Yeah, I always say, they got, we want to go. They said no suits. We keep telling you, I'll probably send you an invite if you came down there once. You did not come, so
That's
it
great.
would be unfair on Ken
Yeah.
not to come and see the finish and meet him, and it's something that I'm very grateful for and never will forget.
That's cool. That's a cool
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Hey,
So, yeah.
Real quick, how's your phone? Is it set? Can you turn it sideways? Would that maybe help the picture? I'm wondering. Are you in a position to turn your cell phone sideways?
Oh no, because I have it stuck into something, so it'd probably be
That's
difficult.
fine.
Can you see me
I can
properly,
see you
or is it
fine. Yeah, it was just a suggestion from somebody, but it's all good. It's all good.
okay?
Someone
Okay.
asked if your phone was charged.
Yeah, it's semi-charged. I have 50%. You know what? I'm always making content at work, so so when I just got home now, it's like the battery is, because to be honest, today I've edited like so many different videos. So I put up a video today, 2 videos, and I have to take little clips, and then edit, and it just eats your battery away. Even for charging it coming in the van, it just doesn't get enough. So I always have a battery problem.
Well, let's dig into what you learned from that company who maybe I don't want to single hand that company out necessarily, but different companies you worked for in the past, how they treated you or didn't treat you or ran their jobs. What kind of, sometimes it's there's a saying like some of the best lessons are from watching others, how they mistreat you or something. And then you're going to say, I never want to make my employee feel like that. What kind of lessons have you, kind of taken away over the years working for people that now you do differently because of the lessons you learned?
Okay. I'm going to go back a little bit further, right? And this has always been my concept. This is how I learned through life. The I have two brothers. Actually, one is one in birthday tomorrow. But I have two brothers. They're tilers as well, but not generally tiling. I always, because I'm the younger one, I always look at mistakes I think they made in life or ask them about
Right.
mistake they made in life. So then I can learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
So I'm always one like that that's glued up that way, like, how can I improve, on anything. So when I work for the first person I worked for was a guy, and again, this is a funny story where I started to work for, but we'll go into that next time. Podcast tree, yeah, we go into that one. But yeah, we were I was actually there working with him, and he could have treated me better, in a sense where I was doing a lot of good work for him, and financially, I think he was taking advantage of me because I just came to England at the time. And it's totally different. His square feet in Jamaica over here is meter, square meters. So everything was like totally different. So I had to adjust every single thing I've learned back home and try to work in what I was doing here. So, but when I end up leaving that guy because it just wasn't working out. And then when I left him, I went to the company I worked for probably 15, 16 years, something like that. I worked for them. Um, we get on, me and so there's a family run it's a family run company. So me and the dad get on really, really well. Absolutely. I love him. We get on really well. But he had a son, and we just would not get on because I think the dad treated me as a son as well, more than how he treated his son. So me and the dad really get on well.
Yeah.
So because the dad was a Tyler, so we could relate to each other. So when I ring him and say, "Oh, we need that. Oh, we need to do this," right away he's on it. But the son wasn't a Tyler. So when I get on to it, he's like, I have to be on the phone 20 minutes just trying to explain something to him. So
Right.
um, that was hard. But again, the dad will treat you good, and he's true to his word, but the son wasn't. And I think I've they've taught me one thing, and that is, if you have someone that does good work for you, they're reliable,
Yeah.
and they have the one of the main thing, they have the best interest of your company. You treat that person good.
Yeah.
You make sure that person don't want to leave your company. You treat them with utmost respect. And I think the dad always treated me with the best respect possible, but the son, we just couldn't get on. That's one thing I've learned, and I'll never make that mistake. Anyone that comes to work with me, I'm never yet treat them like, like today, not today, but yesterday, we have some adhesive that came to site. So
Mhm.
we have a guy that works for us. He does a bit of laboring and everything, and I will go out there and unpack it myself. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because I don't want him to feel like, but that's just me.
Yeah.
A lot of people would just say, just go on, but he was doing something. So, and at the time I was doing something, but it weren't as important as what he was doing with my other Tyler. So I said, you know what? And I went out there and I unpack it. And the week before, it was the same situation. I took like 50 bags of adhesive by myself off a van, but that's because I would not just say stop what you're doing, and so we get on that well because as I said, I just think that you should treat people, no matter who it is, just with respect, and I've learned that, and that's one thing no one who ever said they could work with me or whatever could say to me, you know what, Ken didn't treat me with respect. That's one thing I've learned: respect, respect, and that will go a far way.
Yeah, I like that. I like that
Yeah.
attitude. Do you run more than one job at once? I can't remember if you said so.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes we have 5 jobs running.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
We keep busy. We keep very busy. We keep very busy. So it's hard because I'm not one of the person like to jump from one job to the next.
right.
So everyone knows it's a bit different when you're not just doing a bathroom, but you're doing like a bigger project, full tiling on a house, which probably have 200 meters, 5 bathrooms in it, is a lot. But what tend to happen is, Luke, you'll book a job in.
Mm-hmm.
You say you start in the 5th of June, which is tomorrow. 80% of the time, you'll never be on time.
Right.
Never. So if you book that job in and don't take on a next job,
Right.
I can guarantee you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
So I have to double book because I've learned that as well. I've learned that the hard way when I just left that company, because I did not do that side of it. All I done was just go to the job and work. But now I realize I was just booking one job. Oh no, I have this job, and then I'll cancel, not take on that other job, and then you find out that that job is put off a month, and it's like, oh, I could have done that job instead,
Mm-hmm.
And but the other companies, or whoever giving the job, the client, they don't care about that. Oh yeah, it's just a week you could do. They don't understand that it's all about them. But when they're ready again now, they expect you now to stop what you're doing.
Right.
And but you will probably book a next job for the 30th of June.
Yeah.
When you get what I mean, this is hard. If people think it's easy, but it's absolutely not. But what can you do? You can't say to them, "Oh, I'm not going to bother do the job again." You have to try to fit it in. So sometimes we'll have a few jobs, but I've never let down any client in that way. I've always, if I have to work till 10, that's me. I'll get the job. I feel it's very important to make sure that your client is happy, and that's one thing I go above to make that happen.
And you have like 5 employees, right?
Yeah. So basically, we have three other guys at the moment. We had Mark, which is a good Tyler. He wanted to do his own bits as well. We are currently gonna look to get probably 2 other Tylers in, because we have enough work to keep us going for 2 other Tylers. But the problem I have is a bit tricky, because clients want me on their job. Like, no matter how you explain to them that this Tyler is a very good Tyler, if I'm not there, they just feel like I'm. Well, I said to them, no, it's not like that. Wayne, that's been with me over 16, 17 years. I've taught him the trade. Very good tile. I could send him anywhere in the world to tile. But again, because they see me on Instagram, and they want me on it because they probably trust me more. So I have to say Wayne is good. But as soon as we get on the site and he started to tile, they will say, oh yeah, it's fine. And then I could leave him on the job.
Yeah.
So, because as I said, you always have to try and please your client. I'm not the one who like, oh, I'm just going to take it and send someone. I'd rather to go there and show them, yeah, my guys could do it. You see, it's not a problem. I would not send someone there if I don't think they're capable.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough transition for a company of your size, both logistically and also mentally, is allowing, that's why I asked about multiple jobs, because I knew and understand right away that you have to have key men on each job, key players, key installers. But mentally, that can be tough to, let go of that. And then if the clients are giving you a hard time, that can be tough as well. And especially for someone like yourself who is on Instagram a lot, and most of your work is coming because they see you physically installing.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that that's extra hard.
No, I'll give you an next example. So basically, we've been doing this big house. This house, there's loads of work there, but the tile, because of coronavirus, some of the tiles got delayed. So he's got the tiles now, and now what I have to take one of my guy that is doing the pool with me to go to this job tomorrow. So he's gonna have to stop, take his tool off, and he has to go there. But the problem we have is because I'm running this one and I'm fully concentrating on this one. I'm pricing other jobs. It's just non-stop. Some of them I don't even know how to do Instagram. Honestly, I just don't know how I do it because I still have to price. I still have to send invoice. I still have to order materials. I have to keep dates and time and what we have done. Honestly, I just don't know how to do it sometimes. But like I would say, no. So pretty much everything is good. Then I forgot something. We need a trim for that job, and I was like, oh my. So those little small things will slip you because we're just talking about the job because the client was going to use something, but then we realize that particular thing can't work with it. It has to be a trim. So I was like, oh, so snap, we had to get one. So luckily I know a lot of people, so I just ring up Eden Clay, can you leave me a piece of trim? So my guy will go there and get it. So so it's good to have other people around that.
Those
Or
relationships.
you could just ask to do things because it's hard to keep track sometimes. Especially if the client isn't organized as all you want, because most time I want to go on a job and I just want to stay on it, get it done, and then at least you know what you need, But when you leave for 3 weeks and then have to come back and you don't remember what's happening, it's difficult,
Wow. Yeah, that is difficult.
Hi, Shannon. Yeah.
Shannon Huffstickler's in the house, the shooter girl.
Yes.
Good to see her.
I'm
We've got a
the
great
same.
question. We've got another great question too after that. But I wanted to comment on that, kind of dilemma. It's interesting, and thank you for kind of sharing some of your heart, struggles as a younger business like yourself. It's commonplace, these struggles. I mean, what do you do when you're growing and you got your hands on the tools every day? And actually you want to have your hands on the tools too. Like like myself, I kind of wanted to remove myself from the tools and run the business. But it seems like the next step would almost be to hire somebody in the office, somebody to kind of keep things, have you thought about hiring like a manager, like a business manager, office personnel?
I would probably, I have a lot of ideas that in the future will do positive thing for the trade. So my 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 goal is to stay on the tools for at least 4 more years. That's what I'm thinking to do at the moment. And then so within that 4 more years, I think I can actually juggle without not having anyone. The problem I have is you have to have someone to work that way, which has a tiling background, because you're gonna end up finding they're gonna ring you. Okay, what do you need to do here? And then do we need to order 10 bags of adhesive? What should I quote? It's so much information that you have to give out to them. Might as well you find that time to do it. So if you don't have someone that knows anything about tiling, it's the time to train them up, to let them know, because but the next option is me getting a few guys and me pricing the job and just running from site to site. But I honestly I'm not a big fan of that side of it. But I'm not saying nothing is wrong with it, but I'm just not a big fan of that side. I love I'm not overselling. I'm not overselling. I love to be on the tools.
Yeah.
I love my trade. I love to go there and be a part of this magical thing that's happening. Like this pool I'm doing is like it's my little baby, you know, like it's just something that us can see was an empty shell. So it was born and
Mhm.
you start to nurture, you know, a little bit of milk there, a little bit and you and you see this pool grow into being a man,
Yeah.
you know, and you're like, yeah, you know, that's what I get from it, you know, is your little and you grow that pool and when it's finished and you look at it and you could say, yeah, I did that. No
Yeah.
better feelings, you know. But if I can't be a part of that, and then I'm gonna come and then I see, you know, my guys them doing it, and you know, I just yeah, I feel left out
Yeah.
because I love it. I love it. So I always try to be a part of everything that's happening. There's some jobs I don't have to be on, but once it's a little bit technical or stuff like that, I always make sure I'm either there to start it out or you know I just never just say you know go and do that job if it's a bit technical.
Yeah.
Always make sure that I'm actually there to make sure that you know it's all set out right and then you know pretty much once that is done then everything else should just fall in place.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I like, you know, I like your style for sure. We got Josh with a comment. Josh is comment calling in or watching from New Zealand, I believe. He
Oh,
said,
hello, Josh. You all right? I can see it.
how about quoting? Have you had trouble or frustrations when you're quoting jobs and how do you solve those problems?
Okay, the best way I used to, I'm one person, and I used to say it on Instagram like if I before going to quoting, if I see a job, I see a big house and I like that house, and I was like, wow, I want to tile that house, and they're at building stage, I go there.
Mhm.
I give them look. I'm a tiler.
Okay.
I want this job.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
the way
Guerrilla
they have
marketing.
someone else,
Yeah.
it's fine. But if you don't have, here's my number.
That's
You
cool.
know, this is what I do. This is my website. You know, this is my Instagram page. Because I'm not scared to you know, for me, you have to go out there and look it. But again, the pricing side of it now, Josh, is where it gets a bit tricky. So I used to go and drive to give free estimate, like evening times and weekends, and I then started to do a survey and thinking, what I started to look into it. When I do that, how much jobs do I get? And I start to look at it, and it's like I'm getting probably out of 10 jobs, one job from it, and
Okay.
I'm thinking, no, I'm kind of wasting my time, and not only your time because it I'm gonna tell you a problem how to solve it, which I've worked out, but is which can't want to pay. But what I do know, so it's two things. I know ask them to say, can you show me if the job is a massive job, I will go there. You know, I will take that. But if the job is just a two bathrooms and a floor six, I said to them, take me a video and a couple of pictures. Tell me what size tile you're using.
Yeah.
And what I do then, look, I then give them a rough quotation.
Oh yeah.
So I say to them, this is what I charge for this between that and that price. So am I within your budget?
Yeah.
And if they say yes, then that's when I go and look at the job. So
Right.
that's one way I do it. That's one of that's what I do most of the time. The next way to do it is say to them, listen, I'm gonna charge you say £200 to come out
Yeah.
to look at the job or £100 to come out.
Yeah.
If you give me the job, I will then take that back out of the price.
Yeah.
So, you know, so you don't waste my time. No one is wasting anyone because what you have, clients will call 10 guys out because they know it's free quotation. And that's wrong. Totally wrong. You know, and they work it out and it's not the best style. Sometimes it's the cheapest quotation. And I just feel like it's waste everyone have their family, you know, you want to spend time. Don't waste someone time, you know, getting 10. And I hate someone getting 10. I've known clients just getting people have to come and look at it, to price it, just to, and I'm thinking, you know what, that's not nice, So
Right.
that's the method I do now. So, and again, it's life. You win some, you lose some. But
Yeah.
I just feel like, as I said to you last week, if there's a client that I really, really see that's trying a certain way, and I look after them, like a little bit more, and that's just from my heart, whatever I can give, even if it's a pound extra per meter, I take off, or £2 per meter,
Yeah.
or take it off for them, and wherever that can do for them in the long run, because you have some people have a very, everyone always say, yeah, oh, it's cheap, 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 but sometimes people do have a budget, and probably some people have a budget, and they still want a decent enough job. It's not like they're taking a mick. It's just that that's where the budget can go.
Yeah.
But you have some people that want the best, want Ferrari with BMW money. It
Yeah.
just doesn't work, and so it's all depending. It's one of the hardest part of the game, pricing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
It is.
if you price wrong, you'll never get any job. So that's why it's the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I like your style of, kind of talking to them over the phone about their budget,
Yeah,
giving a gap, one
yeah,
thing, I learned is anchoring high, like say, look, it's going to be somewhere between this number, and you give them the high number first,
yeah.
and
I
maybe it's
see.
even a little bit higher than you think, and then say, but it might be as low as this. That way, that
Yes.
first number they heard was like, it might have shocked them, but then they hear
Yeah,
the next number, and then you always try to come in, somewhere reasonable in between those two numbers
yeah, yeah,
would be
yeah,
ideal. I like that.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah. No, that's the way it works. So you know that if I know the client is like, so my high number, if I know the client is like, really trying, and you could see that is someone that so because you have some jobs that they got messed up, and they have to be redoing it, and that client sometimes have a soft spot for them, so I'll probably go down, not to the lowest rough quote I give them, but near enough down to that side. So
Yeah.
I'll never ever pass that. So if I say 10 to 15 pound per meter, I'll never pass 10. I'll never go below 10. So that's the way I look at it, and it just makes it easier. People could look in their quotations, if they have 50 meters or 100 meters, they know that's the price.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's in my budget. Well, it's probably £200 of my budget, but I love your work.
Yeah.
That's nothing. I will make that work. So
Yeah.
and then it's easier for me now. Then once they give me the go ahead, I take that job on. That's it. I take it on fully. So I'm starting to talk to them about material,
Mhm.
what to use, and then so that's my next little baby,
Yeah.
that I want to grow. So that's how I look at it. So me and my clients, we have very, very good relationships. My contractors that I work with, I only do 4. So and then work with just normal clients that see me on Instagram. So, but we and them have a really, really good relationship. So they will listen to my recommendation,
Mhm.
and they will go with it, because they know at the end of the day, you're getting a good job. No call back. No
Yeah.
matter how big the job is, we call it snagging over here. Like, you have to come back to say. That's one thing I've learned. My dad taught me that. Um, you make sure you snag your own work. You make sure you go and look on your own work to make sure. Don't let someone come and tell you, oh, so we used to do tile McDonald's for the company I used to work for.
Okay. Okay.
We used to go miles. We used to tile bank. No matter what we tile, the biggest job ever, we'll never go back to do snagging, because
Yeah.
we snag everything. We look back, no matter how big the floor is, we look for
Or you.
every pinholes,
Yeah.
everything. So when we hand it over, that's why our company used to love us, because we'll never do snagging. Probably since I'm tiling over here, probably 10 times we do something, and it's probably someone's fault. They drop a tile, I'm on something. We have to go and change it, but we try to make it not our fault.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. No, that's good.
Yeah.
That'll save money. That'll save time and your reputation.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Um,
Every time, yeah.
every time. Yeah. Do you? How did that company lose a guy like you, man? I mean,
You know what? I said it on Friday evening, and the problem they had was the son. He was the one that I think he was. I knew there weren't any future with the company once he took over because the dad was getting old. And I know there weren't any future with him. And I don't want to talk on the company or whatever, but I just know that he could not run it. Because if you're gonna run something, I just feel like you should have respect for people. And if everyone that all the good talents that there actually went, but I was actually on a card, so I had a van, I had phone. They took care of me. I get holiday with pay, so I weren't a subcontract from them. I have to wear the clothes and everything, so I was, a part of it. Yeah, we were close, but at the end of the day, I just think that I didn't see a bright future with them,
mm,
and I was telling them for a while that I'm going to leave because there's certain things,
mm,
like if I'm doing a job and I want to use certain material and I'm not provided with that material, not because it's not my company. I have a heart when I'm tiring,
yeah.
and because they'll probably be at their office, but I'm on site, so I get to know either the person that's on the site, and I know that I want to give them the best job possible.
Yeah.
So when you're asking for certain things and you're seeing that corners is being cut,
Right.
and you don't want to do it, and every time like I'll say I'm not doing it. Honestly, I'm like that. I'll say I'm not doing it. Get an next tyler to do it. Not interested. And
Mm,
they're like, but I'm just not doing it. If you want to sack me, sack me.
yeah.
I want to do the right thing. And I,
Wow.
I kept the last thing that was done, and I had to leave because of that. Was we tile a school, right? Massive school, and there's like four different color tiles. Um, this thing was so technical, so difficult. They were supposed to get their quantity surveyor and a few people to come and said, "Oh, no one came." I had
Oh,
to
right.
do everything by myself. Massive floor, done it. Two different tiles. What the company did, they the company spec the tile, and then they went to get something cheaper, a cheaper tile. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, but I didn't know that because I'm not in house like that. I just go on site and I start the tile. Look, when we put the last tile in, the last tile, we laid over 5,000 tiles. The last tile, the guy came down from upstairs and said, "Oh, this doesn't look like the one that was being spec'd." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." Then I found out exactly what happened. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, can you take a chance like that? Just, they just bought something that's slightly different, but because it's cheaper." And they actually found out that's what they did. And
Mhm.
they end up, right, for the college to take to take the job, to do the job, to accept that floor,
Yeah.
they had to pay them £15,000. So
Wow.
all their profit and more went just to
I-
try to save a few quid. And I'm like,
Right.
oh my gosh, that was one of the last straw because I was absolutely gutted with all the hard work I've done. Although they still kept the floor, I just felt really, really like, you know what though, I have no future here. Because if you're gonna go that low, I
Yeah.
don't want to be a part of that. I do not want to be a part of that. And I think probably 2 weeks after that, I
Mhm.
left.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm done. I give them a month notice. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely done. I can't take it anymore
Yeah.
because there's so many jobs, and because I was on the cards, I used stuff to so all the technical jobs. I have to go do and all the big iron stuff, technical job. I do it, but
Mm.
then you find that when other tiler mess up, I have to go and cover them, like fix their jobs.
Yeah.
Do their snagging because I'm on the cards. I work for the company, and I was like, no, I can't take this anymore. So yeah, that's why I ended up leaving, and they regret it big time. Honestly, they went like that.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I'm not bigging up myself, but I was holding up. Me and Wayne and the next guy, we were holding up the company, and
yeah.
we all left,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Well, that's kind of why I bring it up is, what a shame for them to, try to, they lost focus. You said they lost, it's in your heart, to do a good job and to really want to take care of your clients. That's all heart,
Yeah,
and of course money is important. Money is what we need to buy food and make
yeah,
things
yeah,
happen. But
yeah,
when that's your sole focus and you start thinking about, a few dollars per bag of thin set or grout or whatever the case is, and you're using the wrong
yeah,
stuff intentionally, then it's going to come back and bite you in the end. I mean, I've
yeah,
heard stories like that about waterproofing, pools, and things of this nature where
yeah.
it costs, it's a waste. It's a waste, especially if you have to tear the tile out. What a shame. What a shame. What kind
This
of,
pool we're doing,
yeah,
is the third time. It's failed twice
really?
without the customer using it.
Really?
Without the customer using it, it's
Wow.
failed twice
Wow.
without the customer using it.
Yeah.
Twice.
This brings up some stuff that we had last week. We kind of touched briefly on, the British standard, I think, for waterproofing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So some people wanted to follow up on that conversation, and this leads nicely into that. As far as the waterproofing standards and different building standards in general, like how is England or the UK enforcing that for people, and then what training is available following up on that question?
So this is why the standard, I think, over here will continue falling, because the problem is, I'm gonna say no, and this is one of the biggest problem we have up here, over here. So British standard, right? So they are the one that set the rules for tiling. So they set the rule, but they have this, what you'd call Bible of tiling, then, right? What not to use, and anything that has to do with construction. But I'll tell you this now, right? If me as a tiler want that, right, I have to pay at least £700 or something like that, 400 just to get that,
For the
right?
for the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get that, you have to pay for it. You have to go online and you have to pay for it. And I'm thinking, how? How people is going to improve then, right? So
Yeah.
how you get that information is from other big companies that would probably have to have to use it. Then you get bits and jobs of information, and from it. And I'm thinking, that's where we're going wrong.
Yeah.
That should have been, you should be able to pick that up anywhere, even in every tile shop you go, everywhere you go. British standard telling you what to do is right there,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? We don't have that. The next thing is, so waterproofing at the moment, in that book, it's now mandatory. You have to do it. You have to do it.
Right.
You have to use. But there's a lot of things that we use over here, but most guys just use the paint on stuff, which
Right.
is still, yeah, some really good one over here.
Sure.
So he doesn't peel off as as the other one. It's really good.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys use it. Some still don't. It's no, you're not allowed to tile onto ply, onto walls. No, they've also banned that. So normally you were allowed to tile onto ply. Now
Plywood.
that's a no. So you have to use something like Artibaca board, Weddy board, or Sluta. Curdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they're now recommending.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's for me. There's not a lot of training as well over here. When I mean training, you have the likes of Sluter, which I love them and I
Mhm.
do a lot with them because they get guys on their course and they try to teach them how to use their product, which you can't go wrong with that. You having someone
2 day
teaching
course?
you, yeah, yeah,
Is it a
having
2 day
someone,
course over there?
yeah, they have a so they have a 1 day and a 2 day. So
Okay.
they have a 2 day now as well. So
Right.
to teach, it's only going to be beneficial for you because we always say, and I always say, no matter how good your product is, you could have the best product in the world. If if a person that don't know how to use it can destroy that product.
Yeah.
So if you can teach them how to use that product correct manner, then you're on to a winner. And that's what they try to do. And I must commend them on that. There's a few other company do the same thing. I actually had I don't know if you heard about it. I had other event that called showroom events, where I get companies like Montelet. We had loads of companies. That Suta was there, Stabila was there.
Mhm.
So we had them, and we go to showrooms around the UK
Mhm.
on like a day to show people how to use products. Caracol was there, a lot of big company was there. So
Nice.
we had the next one booked in. The first one was really good.
Yeah.
So we try, and then we have a large pharma expert was showing people how to cut tiles and how to do this. So, as I said, I always coming up with ideas, and the first one went
That-
really well. But we wanted to do 7 again this year, but the first one was supposed to be last month, and then we
right.
were gonna
Right.
do right through, and then it just what happened there. But yeah, so we are us styling as well, trying to connect the tiling world as much as we can over here as well. So it was really good to know that I could get the likes of Unilight and Stabila and Montelet came over from Italy. We had the next one was thinking was booked to come at one. I tell you who was booked to come at one. Pagran was
Mhm.
booked to come from Spain at one.
Yeah.
Prony
Yeah.
Prony from America
Yeah.
was also probably was going to come at one in this month as well. Actually,
Yeah.
we're talking to them. We're talking to massive companies to come over to our showroom events. So as I said, we always trying to get everyone in with Thailand, and my next goal is to have of somewhere that I could get people to come over from anywhere in the world to come and get a piece of the knowledge,
Yeah.
not from me, but other great installer in the UK, probably other great installer in America. Come over for a week.
That'd
We'll
be
pay
cool.
you. Come over for a week.
Wow.
Come and pass on the knowledge. Get tiling going. As I said, I have a lot of big plans. I'm in talking to. We have something that is going to come out soon as well. It's called the Golden Trowel, where
Oh yeah.
we're gonna encourage people to enter
Yeah.
their work, even
Good.
in America, everywhere.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah. I
you
saw that
win
on
this, you get a gold trowel.
Yeah. I saw
Yeah,
that
so
on
we're
Instagram.
talking.
So you're working with that gentleman. You're working with him.
Yeah, we've been having a talk with him. So we still person we having a chat with, which we're trying to get Thailand to a state. So we have the UK Thailand Forum, and then we still have the one with one Robert Tony Grace.
Hmm.
We're gonna be the golden, yeah. So we're in communication with them now, trying to finalize a few things. As I said, we're trying to do anything to keep Thailand interested, to keep people, want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with someone today for 30 minutes, just picking my brains, and I just spent the phone time with him, trying to, teach him a little thing, and yeah, he asked me everything, I was like, I'm there with him, yeah, I'm not going, yeah, and he just kept on coming, but I like it, because I want him to anything I can pass on to him.
Yeah.
It's only going to help the trade.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first events, those are yours that you're putting on?
Yeah, the first one was mine's. So based.
That's cool.
I hold this kind of
Partnering.
idea. So I was in Italy. I was in Italy with Caracol, and I started to speak to the. There's a lot of money title shops there, and I started to talk to Bailey from BC Ceramics, and I said to him, I have this great idea just to go around the country, all around the UK,
Yeah.
everywhere, and just have a day event. So I promote it off Instagram. So I got two other guys in, which was plumbers. So we wanted to do, because plumber and tiling go together.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I got this unequally in, and yeah, but it was my event. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
mine.
Nice.
So we have a page called Show Me Events, but we haven't been posting on it because we just give it a break. But it's
Yeah.
gonna, as soon as everything goes back down, because everyone was looking forward to it,
Yeah.
we're gonna start up again.
Yeah. That sounds good, man. Keep us informed on how that's going. I've been I've been getting some stuff like that together over here myself. We had just one event. It was a 1-day event focused on business, of course. And then recently I did a virtual summit, which we had 3 days of panel discussions. We talked about, gauge porcelain tile a lot. We talked about different, aspects of being a tiler. So I like that, man. And I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to seeing, how you're putting those together and how you're getting people to show up and working with companies. That's all good stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a link to it.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link to it because my ultimate goal between me and you was to take it worldwide, because we have a lot of fans in Germany and all over. So I was booked to go a lot of places this year, like totally, and I go. But I have a lot of ideas. We're working on a lot of little things that you'll see as well. I can't say much yet, but I'm also working on some things that just gonna come out soon, and I'm really excited about it. So that's what we're trying to do now with Thailand. We're just trying to push it as much as we can.
Yeah. Love it, man.
Well, so I don't cut you. We could talk, because I think it'd be nice if we could organize one when we could travel and do something like that in the States, which a lot of guys in the States really want to meet me. So we could speak to a few brands, because I know a lot of brands in America that we do bits with as well, and they, if we have a location, we could set something up, and it's just nice to have other guys. We just all with a bunch of knowledge just at one place, and we just keep with manufacturers, that would be great. So that's something that we could look into in the near future, which I think could really be good for Thailand.
Yeah, I'm looking for a spot right now, actually, over here in Florida, probably in Orlando. And what I want to do is find a spot that has really good internet service, and probably be a couple hundred people, because of COVID and stuff. We don't want too many people, probably smaller, but we do some hands-on training. We do some, discussions. We do a kind of a mix of training for tilers. And because I want to make sure it has good Wi-Fi, that's one of my top priorities, so that we can live stream it worldwide, so that people watch it. We're going to record that thing. We're going to get, the, kind of like this, we're getting some energy from the people, asking questions from the Facebook and stuff. I really think that's the future of events, for the foreseeable future. We're probably going to be forced to have smaller events. But hey, let's take advantage of it and get some good cameras in there, and get some videographers, and kind of, display this live. And it might be the best thing to ever happen to tilers, because now, instead of, taking a day off work and going, to a class room setting, they can just pick up these bite-sized, 60 minutes, 45 minutes at a time. Maybe we do some 20-minute demonstrations at a time, to where we're educating people. And, but hey, I want to be respectful of your time. I know it's getting late over there. What would you like to tell other influencers, other tilers who have a voice? I see a lot of tilers on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. They have a voice, and I really feel good and positive about the future. I feel like we're banding together, we're coming together. But what would you like to tell them, so that they can continue to focus on positive messages, working together. Go ahead, let lay it on us, brother.
So the last thing that you said is one of the most important thing, is getting together. And the problem I have, right, is there's very good tile setters on Instagram. Absolutely love what's happening with the tile setters. I think they, great workmanship, absolutely top class. But I just feel like they sometimes people or sometimes guys they don't like to support as much. Like I think let me say the right thing. They're proving against each other. Like and that's what I don't like. If you're in a different state or you're in a different country, I just think you should just show love.
Yeah.
Have this close bond with everyone, and I think that's where we missing that trick. Other I've guys, right? They like on my work this week. The next couple of weeks, they're gone. Like, and then they come back again, and but they're there on Instagram, and you're thinking, what have I done to this person? But if I do something to you, or I've said something, just say, come to me and say, Ken, But I always make myself the bigger person, even if they don't like my work. I like their work because they're doing good work. I'm on Instagram to support, and if I'm not going to support you, I might as well unfollow you. You
Right.
get what I mean? But I can't see why I'm going to follow someone and then not support them, But again, is people then start to think, oh, this person is doing that on Instagram and this person is doing that. If you don't put yourself out there,
Right.
you will never, you're not going to get it. So I've put myself out there. And I've worked hard to be an influencer. And as I said, I did not even knew I was one. No, I did not know. It's just when everyone started, and I was like, okay, but because I'm just doing it and having fun. Is I'm not trying to influence anyone. Although I'm just trying to work. I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
And whatever comes from that, that's it. So that's one of the things that I really I should turn on this light. One of the things that I really 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 would say, if you're going to be on it, let's support, man. Let's support each other. If you see someone make a mistake and you think he could do better, say to him, be a man. Say to him, listen, or you don't like this, just be a man. And that's why we need to go with it and just try to help each other grow. Because if you're in Thailand, right, and as I said last week, if we make Thailand a brand, all of us, every Thailand would benefit from it in the end. Instead of probably using a bit of laminate floor or that floor. Oh, Thailand is exciting. Oh, Thailand is good. Let's tile it. Let's tile the whole house. Let's tile the ceiling. Because we make Thailand that exciting. We make Thailand a brand. We can all do that, All the good tilers will always remain busy.
Mhm.
And if we can make Thailand excited and people know the good tilers from the bad, the good tilers will always be busy. It's just plain and simple. So my word is, guys, just support each other, man. And this is why I go back to it. Every Saturday, I make sure, even if I'm working, last week I was working, and I still took the time out to post 50 guys' work.
50?
Because I feel it's important to support. And I have the platform, and I just do it, and I just feel like I don't do it for them to tell me thanks. I just do it because I have loads of people probably watch what they're doing as well, and they get ideas because everyone do everything different. So I can do my work, it looks good, but oh, I like that one that other guy did, and so why not,
Yeah.
I've posted someone the other day. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll do a bit of work with him as well. Not gonna but from me posting him, he actually, a client actually of mine rang him, and now he's working there 3 weeks work by me
Yeah.
posting a story,
Yeah.
and she saw him,
Yeah.
and she actually, and he sent me a lovely message. I posted it, and it's just a good feeling because, you know, one of the posts I did gave someone work.
That's cool.
It's good. It's good
Yeah.
feeling, you know. And I think that's where we should go with it, you know.
Yeah. Those are good words. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you, Ken, for the positive message and everything you're doing for Tyler's worldwide. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah. No, what we could do as well, but I know you're gonna have to go as well after the one, but what we could do is, honestly, we could do something one time a month, you know, just make it a date, let people
Yeah.
look up for our next time, make sure everything is all right, so we could do the live, because it's good to talk tiles, you know.
Yeah.
Talk business, and I think people learn a lot if they listen to, you know, someone of, you know, our experience, because I love what you're about. You know, everyone used to say to me, "You need to do a podcast with Luke. You need to do a podcast with." So I know that people have mad respect for you. So
Right.
I love that. You know, so I could talk to you for 24 hours with Styling. You know. So,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it once a month. And the nice thing is, I'm going to take the audio, polish it up a little bit, and release these as podcast episodes. So they're going to have a lot farther reach. And I'm going to look into the Instagram live thing as well. So
yeah, I'm going to get mine. A lot of people have been. I've seen a lot of messages to me going like that. A lot of messages coming up. Oh, you see, you're going to go live. So yeah, I apologize. I know a few people was asking me because I put it on my story, but yeah, it just did not work. So, but next time I'll make sure.
Yeah, and I'll let you know as soon as it's available. These are available on YouTube. I'll let you know, and then on the podcast. Okay. Did we lose him? I guess his phone finally went dead. Well, that was Ken from Hud's Tiling. Ken is a force to be reckoned with, and I'm glad to be connecting with him like this. And he's got a lot of love in his heart and a lot of love for tile, so we can appreciate that. And looks like we lost him, so I'm gonna hop off now. Everybody, thanks for watching with us. Thanks for your comments and your questions, and we'll talk to you soon. Stay profitable, tile friends.